practicing 40 steps. Goal is, here is beautiful Sergey, you join. We have an important session today. Yes. So, we have been following the teachings of Shankaracharya, one of the great masters, and he has written Sadhana Panchakam. Panchakam means five verses, and every verse has 8 steps, so total is 40 steps. We are on the step number 21. Quite interesting topic. If you have been going through many challenges in the life, declaring, come on, I'm your honey, how dare you say this thing to me? I'm your teacher. I'm your son. I'm your mom. Why don't you listen to me? You see that? No, we have this. I'm your boss. You have to listen to me, Sergey. No, I'm not your boss. I'm your friend. So the 21st step, it says that work on the mind to get absorbed in the real self in thought. Always be absorbed in the thought. What is that thought? I am the real self. I am the pure consciousness. Isn't it an interesting topic? So when you have done the first 20 steps regularly and that wisdom is present in you, then comes the 21st step. So there are 2 parts of the practice of any meditation. One is seeking and the other is searching. Two parts. So what is that seeking? I talk a lot about the principle. Say that I be comfortable. I explain what it means by being comfortable, and then you do the actual practice. So searching is you can say, the second part of the practice, and seeking is intellectual contemplation, knowing the knowledge by understanding with a thought process. Clear? We are going in a very subtle way. So if you have gone through a couple of the sessions, then you understand clearly. But even, we can understand even now, seeking. Seeking is listening, hearing the principle, knowing it, reflecting it. There is a clarity and there is a purity. So in that state of the purity of the mind starts looking deep inside that I am the real self. First point clear? Now there is always a trinity, means 3 things in the meditation. First is object of knowledge. What is the object of knowledge? The object is my real self. What is the object of knowledge? When you are driving home, it is your home. What is the means of the knowledge? It is your car. Yeah? I'm not talking of those filthy rich people, but normally we drive only one car. So means of knowledge is also, it does not change. Isn't it? Yeah? So there are two things, object of knowledge and means of knowledge. They do not change in the journey of meditation. Are you clear? No? You have 5 sense organs. It does not mean in meditation you have 10 sense organs. Means of knowledge doesn't change. Mind, intellect. Right? We purify the mind, but the mind is mind. Intellect is intellect. So 21st, today's step talks about the subject of knowledge. What is the subject of knowledge? Who is the subject? We all are. Every seeker is a subject of knowledge, a meditator. Are you clear? It's little subtle, but it's not very difficult to understand. You all guys are wise. So what happens now? Say for example in Patanjali says, empty the mind of its contents completely. So all the thought patterns comes to the rest and the mind becomes calm, transparent. And that mind, in the mind we have an I thought. And that I thought says there is nothingness. That is how we know. That is how we experience the state of nothingness. Isn't it? So the Patanjali follows that approach. Yeah? Patanjali follows that approach. Now what happens? All the thought patterns have come to rest. The mind is transparent. And you are a seeker practicing the meditation regularly. And then what happens? Below the surface of the mind, the past impressions are there. They trigger the mind. We do not know those past impressions, but their impact is known. Can I tell you one thing? How those impressions work? If I address Lara as Maria, what happens to your mind? The Lara says, no, I'm not Maria, I'm Lara. Look at this deeper impression. If you are in a deep sleep, if say, for example, Stephen is in deep sleep and I cry in his room, where is Sergey? The Stephen will not wake up. But if I say, Stephen, wake up, then you will wake up. See the impressions? Do you see the impressions? I'm crying in the same room, but addressing Stephen as Sergey. It is very difficult for the Stephen to wake up. But if I say, Stephen, no, wake up. From where this has come? It has come very deep impression. You don't say I'm Stephen every day when you wake up in the morning. But those impressions are there in the form of a thought. I am Stephen. Are you understanding? I'm taking you to the journey to this step. These are known as vasanas, impressions buried in the seed form below the surface of the mind. Say for example, I am always stressed. So that impression becomes a seed, and then you wake up in the morning. So I would say 99% out of 100, you wake up in the morning with an idea, with a feeling of stress, of anxiety, of duality, of conflict. Are you understanding? Sergey is a IT expert. Every day you open the computer and computer hangs up. That hanging is coming from somewhere deep impression. Hangs up. And you open the computer, you have a blue screen if you are operating Windows. Somewhere it hangs up. The same way our mind hangs up. Even we have done years of meditation practice. That peace does not return. That happiness does not return. Many people complain, I have been doing the practice for how many days? For 1 week, there is no change. Come on, I've been doing the practice for the last 40 years. I don't know which past impression may pop up in the mind. There are unknown areas. Clear? Huh? We started with the Trinity, the object of knowledge, the means of the knowledge, the subject of knowledge. So here we are talking of the subject of the knowledge, I. The moment the I comes, I'm Lara, I'm a teacher, I have a person, I'm saying living in a... That ideas pops up in the mind from the past impression. We have to replace it. With what? I'm real self. In thought, in contemplation, in reflection. What is real self? I'm pure consciousness. Before the session I was talking about mummy. I don't see any use of keeping the mummies from Egypt. But somebody has left from the body, and that who is left is I am the pure consciousness. Now coming directly to the step this. The master says to counter that opposing tendencies rising from the vasanas, the past impression. What are those opposing tendencies? In context with the meditation, I am pure consciousness. I am meditating. And still the mind says, come on, you are Lara, you are not pure consciousness. You see that? There are two parts of it. That second part we will take up on Thursday, but the first part, we cannot see, what is that I am the real self. That I am the real self in the purified mental state, in the clear intellect, that I thought should come. I am the real self, and after that the mind and the intellect should stop working and absorb into the practice of meditation. This will replace the past impressions. If the past impressions are not replaced, or you can say in a computer language, what hangs me on the progress on the path of meditation is the past impression from nowhere. Lara was nodding her head like this. No, I know. Lara is crazy and it goes into the mind. It hurts. I'm still Lara. I am still Lara. You see that? You see that? Can that happen inside me? If anyone says with my name anything good or bad, something within, nothing moves with it. And when you hear I am the real self, your body is filled with that energy, that feeling, that emotion. Yes, I am the real self. It is this step. It is this step. So what happens? You are in meditation. You see many visions and colors. I am the real self. I have none of these experiences. The mind says, scratch your body. No, I am the real self. That state comes. That is what we say, the motionless state of the body. Motionless state of the body. Are you understanding? Are you getting it? The feel of it. So it is the past impression that creates an opposing tendencies in the mind. because they are buried deep down. Now see how our masters have devised many ways to do it. So normally, when you go to a real monastery, not the modern monastery nowadays, real monastery means that those who follow the tradition, and you are Lara. So you learn all these practices for 1 year. I'm taking an example with my friend Lara. So after 1 year, the master says, we perform a ceremony, lot of rituals outer to give impressions to your mind, and the master says, from today you are Swami Ananda. From today. Now the next day you wake up and someone says, Swami Ananda, your mind does not respond. The moment you say Lara, your mind responds. See the impression. See those impressions. Are you understanding that? That is why we ask the mind to say, I am the real self. I am the real self. And once that goes deep down, then we are absorbed into a higher meditative state. Then I need not to say, please keep smiling, don't be so serious. Do you see that? Do you see that? After listening for a few minutes, mind goes back, picks up the past impression. Okay, continue to speak, crazy guy. I know what you are doing. What you are doing. So, see that. Are you getting it by one example? So, this step says, after you have completed all the 20 steps, 21st step makes the mind clear and the intellect is 100% sure that it is not a thought coming from the intellect. I am the real self. It is an expression from the real self to the thought. We will take up the next step, which is again very important. And if this I am the real self not coming from the clarity of the intellect, what happens then? Can you guess? Ego sense takes over. Pride takes over. Come on, I'm the real self. I have been practicing meditation for the last 40 years, and look at these people. They are crazy people. Ego, pride. Do you see that? Ego and the pride comes. So when the ego and pride comes, how do I know? I say I'm the real self, but I'm very much stressed. I have a lot of challenges in my life, but anyhow, I am the real self. Pride, ego. Are you getting it? Look at this master goes so deep into our mind and the intellect. Mind and the intellect. One more example and then we will go to the practice. I am the real self, maintain that awareness, and somewhere deep inside, still the thought that I am Girish, I am Lara, I am Stephen is present. Practice is not complete. journey is not complete. I say I am the real self, and it is purely an intellectual exercise, as if I am referring to a third person. I am not reached to it. You can know it. Only you can really know it. Nobody else. Nobody else. So in the next week, next Thursday, to get rid of that pride in the ego sense, from where it rises, how the past impression causes this pride in us while declaring I am the real self, will be explained in detail. Are you getting it? When you say I am the real self, means what? I am the pure consciousness. Means what? I am without name in the form. I am formless. Consciousness has no form. God has no name, has no tag, has no identification with the body, with the mind, with the intellect, with the past impression, with the thought pattern. Does the space have any identification? Can you tell me the name and the form of a space? Look at it. How beautiful this master explains step by step the process that helps us to reach to the highest state of meditation. Let us start our journey of meditation. Eyes are closed. Eyes are closed in the stage 1. The body, you are looking at the body. Good. And the body moves into the steadiness. Then the mind is looking inside. And I can see the natural smile on your face after listening to the talk. It means your mind has absorbed that talk. Otherwise, when expression changes, I will catch you, but I will not say anything. So mind is looking inside the heart. It is the space or emptiness, and there you discover the calmness is already there, and you continue this in the state of calmness. Did you do anything? No. Why, when I am the real self, made up of the peace and the calmness, what is the need of doing anything? Then we settle again. We continue to repeat. I'll be changing this practice gradually, being comfortable. Move the mind gently. Means you want to know. Mind is an object of, a means of knowledge. So mind moving from the top, crown of the head to the toes, looking at all the joints of the body, from where the discomfort comes. And that too comes mainly from the past impression during the practice of meditation, and it builds an identification with the body, and it says, come on, are you crazy? I'm not the real self, I'm the body. So that is why you are looking at it and experiencing sensation, being comfortable and steadiness. Second step is done. Third step, being carefree. I am real self means what? I'm pure consciousness means what? I'm unchanging identity. Means what? Whatever is changing in the field of awareness is not me. It is separate from me. What is changing? Body. But at present, in being carefree, we look at the mind, the contents of the mind, the thoughts, the feeling, the past impressions, what happened yesterday, what is going to happen in the future, agenda. All these thoughts are coming and going, and I am standing apart. That I am is the real self. and being casual. When you are simply casual, like the water is casual, whether the water appears as the wave in the form, in the tsunami, in the flood. What is that casualness? Witness consciousness. So we use the phrase witness. So what happens when you say I am the real self and then you drop into the witness consciousness? Then it is impossible for the pride and the ego enter into your head. That is what we are going to know it. Witness consciousness. Who is a witness? Neither that side, neither this side. It remains aware. Space is a witness consciousness, if I say so. You build a home, you demolish it. Space is a witness. So consciousness, witness consciousness is there. That takes you instantly deeper state of meditation. Stage 2, looking. We continue to purify the mind, looking inside the belly button, and in the space, what do you see in the space? The same calmness that we experienced in the first step. And start breathing quick, short and gentle breath from both the nostrils without moving the body. Continue quick, short, gentle breath. Continue. And stop it. Start breathing deep, silent and slow, first into the belly, then into the rib cage up to the throat. And while breathe, and keep your awareness in deep inside the forehead. There we have to experience the vibration of the humming. Start the humming sound while breathing out. During inhalation, it is totally silent, deep breath. It takes time, no noise. And while breathing out, louder, deeper, longer humming. coming, but continue the deep, silent, slow breathing, inhalation and exhalation. One thing. Second thing, as you inhale, drop the mind from the crown of the head to the tailbone, and when the mind is moving down, drop Om Shanti 5 times. We want to explore the witness consciousness, and while exhaling, mind moves from the tailbone to the crown of the head and dropping Om Shanti.
I didn't understand that.
So what happens when you are dropping Om Shanti? The witness consciousness is behind. That knows you are totally separate from that mantra. You have gone deeper. And it is your personal experience. Continue, my friend. Om Shanti. Then you see the space Om Shanti. Space Om Shanti. Space Om Shanti. Leave that Om Shanti. Now we do it without any thought in the mind. The stage 3, which I see, the Nyasa. As you inhale, the mind moves inside the right arm, in the space inside, and either from the shoulder to the fingertips or from the fingertips to the shoulder. During exhalation, the same thing. What we are doing? We are aware the breath is the car that you are driving, and who is driving? The mind is driving. Where it is driving? The infinite space inside the right arm. And that space is the highway. You can easily notice on the highway thoughts, feeling, sensation, images, visions, colors. Let it come and go. You continue your journey. That is the key. What we are exploring? Again, the witness consciousness. Moving the mind inside the left arm now. You are aware of the object of knowledge, the real self. You are aware of the means of the knowledge. And now you are subject of knowledge. The journey is so much fascinating. To discover that real self within. Then now move the mind inside and the breath inside. The right leg on the space. So previously what I was saying, that your mind transcends the body. The right leg at this time. And gradually it deepens. And you say, oh yes. Yes, here it is. And now inside the left leg, my friends. And now inside the spine, from the crown of the head to the tailbone, and from the tailbone inside. Actually, you don't see the tailbone, you are simply aware of it. But you see the infinite space within, riding on the car of the breath. That mind, without thought, knows it. Can it happen in a day? No. And if it happens, you know it. And that knowing is awakening. also moving into the stays 4, looking inside the head or the heart in the space. And if anything occurs in the mind in terms of the thought, vision, colors, simply say Om Shanti. Now you are very clear about this step, and I have explained the same way again and again. I come to your house, you open the door and you ask, who are you? I say Om Shanti. Why you are here? Om Shanti. What you have to do with me? Om Shanti. I gave only one answer, Om Shanti. Same way, you give only one answer, Om Shanti, to every thought that comes to your mind. That comes to your mind. Inside the head, Om Shanti. What we are doing? We are becoming aware of the impact of the past impressions in the mind, and we drive those impressions by opposing thought. What is that opposing thought? Is Om Shanti. See that? That's what we have been doing. But remember, it demands a very intense discernment and dispassion. And other steps that we have understood in the many sessions, almost 20 steps. All 20 steps are present in the field of awareness. And then you say Om Shanti, already witness consciousness. Well, if there is nothing that comes to the mind, don't say Om Shanti. Live into that space, that emptiness. You will discover the mind continues to move deeper within. Movement is a default nature of the mind, but now this mind is not picking up any identification with the body, mind, intellect, past impression, thoughts, anxiety, stress, duality, conflict. It says, no, let me go within. And when it goes within, it merges. How? Like the river merges into an ocean. And again thought comes, Om Shanti. And now leave this step, we move into the stage 5. Casually, naturally moving the mind without the breath. Breath is normal. Moving the mind and the crown of the head. Be very clear that you're looking into the infinite space. You drop on. Mind goes inside the head. You see the infinite space, drop on gently with love. Inside the heart, inside the belly button. While rising, the mind from the belly button to the crown of the head. Om. And you will instantly drop into a higher, deeper awareness. And I'll leave this practice also stays. 6 is breath awareness in a state of doing nothing, looking at the breath going in and out. First point of awareness. No change in the rate and the rhythm of the breath. Second point of awareness. Third, you are aware of the sensation of the breath going in and out. Where it is, feel the sensation inside the nose. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And bring your mind to the right hand. your mind to the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes, open the eyes inside, know your experiences, and bring the hands down. Good. How are you, Kavita? Kavita is basically a female name in India.
Sir, a lot of noise is Sir, it was very deep, I enjoyed it a lot. Lot of sensation near my nose, lot of sensation in the last stage.
Good.
And it was wonderful. And I was just feeling the tip of and these sides of the nose. I was feeling that every breath is going inside, coming outside.
Very good.
Total.
Definitely it is a deeper state. How are you, Rita?
Very fine. It's been very pleasant, and because usually I do one recording, a very similar meditation from your recording, and it's been especially nice to share, like to have the feeling of
Good.
Sharing this meditation, and very nice, really. Thank you.
Good. Good. Rita is her daughter.
My daughter, yes, but I'm used to being called Rita.
How are you, Lara?
I am good. I liked today a lot because it's something that I've been studying a lot and for teaching. And I kind of think about it as like shedding these roles that we put on, the role of being a yoga teacher, being, a daughter, being a sister. And it's like shedding these roles so we can be our true self.
Yes.
Did I get it?
Yes, I got it. And that's a deeper state of meditation. One guy last year, he is very well educated with IT, lot of IT degrees, and he said, I found my teacher. I said, who is that teacher? No, you are my teacher. But I said, I didn't accept you as my student. No, but I accepted you as my teacher. I said, the real teacher is within you. No, but I need an outer teacher. So I calmly said, outer teacher says the real teacher is in you. And then he did only 2 practices. He made me his teacher and he left. I see every day, so I enjoy. How are you, Terry?
I'm okay.
Yes.
I was having I was having the whole thing was about the breathing for me today.
Yeah.
Because I was in the space, but the breathing connects the the inability to hold still. If I get everything else, I don't know. Okay.
But you were still.
If I breathe, it starts happening. So
you were still in 2/3.
Yeah.
2/3 part of
it's
the
almost like. I'm sorry. It's almost like the deeper I went, the more the breathing was doing that.
Yeah.
And
it will happen. Don't worry, Terry.
Yeah.
You are committed. You are a
yeah.
seeker. How are you, Stephen?
I'm very, very good. First part of my meditation, when we closed our eyes, I was actually contemplating and reflecting on your levels of impressions, and it was right when we started the belly breathing that everything went to a very deep purple. And it was a deeper purple than I've ever seen before in my meditation. And then at some point, I at that point, everything was just in that darkness. And then I saw a cube of pulsating light. And that cube basically exploded this bright light. And that was the remainder of my meditation. And the last piece that I remember is like that light gathering and moving back towards where it originated from, but no shapes, no nothing. It was just movement of light moving away from where it came from. So
yes, you are a seeker, and that cube in the purple also signifies a witness consciousness. That is beautiful. Beautiful done. How are you, Sergey?
It was an interesting experience. So it was very calm. And in the last part, when you start singing, I felt like that my body is deeply resonating. For a couple of seconds, it's very, very deep resonate about that.
Beautiful.
That's something new in comparison with first time.
Yes, that is a deeper state. Normally when we sing and you are totally tuned, you always feel that sensation. My master used to chant Om in a different way. And it used to resonate, as if I feel that every cell has become nothing but the energy. And every time it happened. So it's a wonderful journey we have to understand, be very clear, we have to guard ourselves from this step based on the learning in the last 20 steps. If we don't have a very intense discernment, which is known as viveka, and coupled with the dispassion, this idea that I am the real self will build a very strong ego, and that ego destroys. You can witness lot of our masters. I am a reincarnation of Buddha. We have couple of people in our country, Lara. I'm not telling you the state, and they had communicated with, I'm a reincarnation. Very good. But he insisted me again and again. So when he insisted me, then I also said that I'm also a reincarnation. So where is the problem? So there is every chance, because of that past impression of the individuality, that creates an ego sense. So ego sense is the helper in the beginning. As we grow, we become 5 or 6 years old, we assert, I am. I don't listen to you, Dad. That is a helper. But when the same ego sense continues to identify with the body and the mind and the intellect and the wrong notion, it becomes a destroyer. So that is why this master has explained this in the step number 21. Next Thursday we will talk about know and understand how this ego sense takes over. And that ego sense gives us a pride moment. Look at these guys, whom I am teaching. They stand nowhere. I've been teaching for 40 years. This is pride. This is pride. So that pride must be destroyed complete to go into the deeper state of meditation. If you have any question, you can ask me. How are you, my young friend Rita? Do you remember this guy when I went to Barcelona?
Hi.
Hi Rita, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
Within 2 years you have grown so fast. I'm not growing. What happened? What is that?
I don't know.
What do you eat?
I don't know.
You don't know? Your voice is also very sweet.
Thanks.
You also continue the practice of meditation with me.
No, not so much.
Not so much? Yeah, meditation is crazy and one should not do it. Do you agree?
What?
One should not practice meditation. And I saw her very, just in 2 years. How are you? Any question?
No.
No?
I don't think so.
So Rita, take care of your mom.
Okay.
Until I return to Barcelona again. You are taking care of her?
Yeah, I will.
Thanks. That is all. Thank you.
Bye.
We'll meet on Thursday again.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.